multiplication of decimal. Multiplication of decimal that we want to take a look now is by 10, 100, 1000. If we want to multiply using 10, 100, 1000, if you are multiplying, let me give you the scope first. Multiplying by 10 by 100. If you are multiplying by 10, if you are multiplying by 100, if you are multiplying by 1000, and so on and so forth, what will happen here is that the point shift to the right. The point will shift to the right. What I'm saying is this. You have 0.124 multiplied by 10. If you look at 10, how many 0 has 10? It is 1. The point will shift to the front 1 with one figure. That is, it will jump one figure and stay here. That is, your answer is 0. If it jumps to the front, it will become 1.24. It will skip, it will jump one number. But if it is 124 times 100, it will jump two numbers. How many 0 has 100? It is 2. So the decimal, the point will jump two numbers, 1, 2, and stay. That is 0, 1, 2.4. If it is 0.124 times 1000, how many 0 has 1000? It is 3. That is, the point will jump 3 numbers, which is 0, 1, 2, 4. 0, 1, 2, 4 is what I'm writing. 0, 1, 2, 4. And the point is here. It will jump 1, 2, 3. So far it is 3. So 1, 2, 3. That is where the point is. Because 0 at the beginning of a number does not mean anything. You can clean it up. So now these are your final answer. You can confirm by multiplying. Saying, let me multiply this. 0.124 times 10 is 0, is 0, is 0, is 0, is 0 times 4 is 0, is 0 times 1 times 2 is 0, is 0 times 1 is 0, is 0 times is 0, is 0. 1 times 4, 4. 1 times 1, 1. 1 times 0 is 0. We will now add 0, 2, 1 is 0. Now, how will you place your decimal? Don't forget, how many decimal places here? 1, 2, 3. We have 3 decimal places. How many decimal places here? None. So, how many decimal places altogether? You now count 1, 2, 3. So, your answer becomes 1.01.24. So, if I clean up this, is 0.24 is 0. It's still the same thing. 0.24 is 0. It's still the same thing with this. Look at the real multiplication of numbers now. You can also use this method for the multiplication of 100 that I taught you earlier, multiplication of 10 that I taught you earlier. But if you want to know how to multiply decimal, this is how we do it. 38.6 multiplied by 1.64. The first thing you say here is that you say that I did not arrange according to the decimal. Because we are doing multiplication, arrangement, multiply. Here, 4 will multiply the 3 number first. You will write it in the first line. 6 will multiply the 3 number again. You will write it in the second line, starting from where your 6 starts from. That's where you start the answer. And 1 will multiply the 3 number. You will now write it in the third line, starting from where these ones start from. Look at how I want to do it. 4 times 6 is 24. Look at it, it is 24. You write the unit number, you write 4, remaining 2. You will now multiply, don't forget this 2, 4 times 8. 4 times 8 times 8, 32. Don't forget this 2, add our 2 to 32, that is 34. The answer is 34. You write 4, which is your unit number, you keep 3. You will keep 3. So 4 times 3, that is 12. 12 plus 2, that is 15. 15, you write 5. 15, because you are now more multiplying more number, you write below 15. 15. The next number, which is 6. You have used 4 to multiply all here. Then the next is 6. 6 times 6, that is 36. You write 6, you keep 3. You keep 3. 6 times 8, that is 48. 48 plus 3 will give you 51. 51, you write 1, you keep 5. So we've multiplied 6 times 8, 48 plus, that is 51. We have written 1, remainder 5. 6 times 3, 18. 18 plus 5, that is 20. 23, you write 23. Now, the last number, which is 1, we have multiplied everything. This is the answer. We start the answer from here, and 1 to multiply the whole number. 1 times 6, you write 6. This is where your answer will start from. 6. 1 times 8, 3. We will now add 4. We have 4 here. 4 plus 6, it is 10. We keep 1. 1 plus 5, 6 plus 1, 7. 7 plus 6 will give us 13. Keep 1. 1 plus 1, 2 plus 3, that is 5. 5 plus 8, that is 13. 1 plus 2, 3. 3 plus 3, that is 6. Now, this is where you will now put your point. How will you put your point? How many decimal here? We have 1. What I mean here is that how many number the decimal omitted? It omitted only 1 number. That is, we have 1 decimal place. How many decimal here? How many decimal place? How many decimal places here? We have 1, 2. How many number we will count before we get to our decimal? How many numbers we will count before we get to our decimal? Let me come again. How many number how many decimal place here? We have one decimal place, meaning that how many number are we going to count before we get to our decimal? That is 1. 1 decimal place. How many decimal place here? We have 2. Meaning that how many number are we going to count before our decimal? That is 2. We have 2 decimal place. If you add it together, 1 decimal plus 2 decimal will give us 3 decimal place, which is, if you now want to put your 3 decimal place here, you count 3 number. 1, 2, 3. You now put your decimal here. That is the answer. That's the answer. Let's take a look at another example. 0.25 by 0.09. 0.25 is 0.009. I've told you should not mind the arrangement using the point or arrangement with point. It is only addition. You'll be mindful of that. And you use the first number to multiply all through. Use the second number again to multiply, third number to multiply, the fourth number to multiply. 9 times 5, we have 45. You keep 4. 9 times 2, that is 18. 18 plus 4, that is 22. You write 2, you keep the last 2. And 9 times 0 is 0 plus 2, that is 2. 0 times 5. I have used 9 to multiply all through. That is my answer. 0, I want to use to multiply again. That is 0 times 5 is 0. 0 times 2 is 0. 0 times 0 is 0. I want to use the third number now. 0 times 5. I'm writing the number here. 0 times 5 is 0. 0 times 2 is 0. 0 times 0 is 0. And the last number, which is 0, I'm writing the answer here. 0 times 5 is 0. 0 times 2 is 0. 0 times 0 is 0. Now I want to add 5, 2, 2 is 0, is 0, is 0. Now, placing our decimal, here we have 2 decimal place, that is, how many number are we going to count before our decimal? It is 2. How many number are we going to count before our decimal? 1, 2, 3. It is 3 decimal place. If we add it together, it will give us 5 decimal place. So we are counting 5 numbers before we put our decimal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We put our decimal here.